their plans. Right
significant
now,
amount
we're
of
going
snow.
to go live.
We are trying to get
City
ahead of
Hall.
it and make things as easy as possible for the residents of the city of Lancaster. We anticipate that tomorrow we will declare a snow emergency to go into effect at 12 p.m. Saturday to allow public works crews to safely and effectively clear snow emergency routes. We also anticipate that parking garages will open for residents who park on snow emergency routes at 8 a.m. to allow ample time to move. I want to emphasize that snow emergency routes must be kept clear so emergency vehicles and essential travel can continue. By beginning the snow emergency before the snow starts, we will allow our public works teams to get as much remaining snow off the snow emergency routes as possible before the storm starts. I want to reiterate that this is our anticipated plan. This could change as conditions evolve. We will make the final determination about the snow emergency declaration by 7:30 a.m. on Saturday so that residents can be notified. City officials will be monitoring PP&L for power outages during the storm. We are already looking for possible shelter locations in case this were to happen, and we will provide more information if the situation arises. To stay up to date throughout the weekend, we encourage residents to sign up for Red Rose Alerts to receive real-time updates by phone, text, and email. You can visit cityoflancasterpa.gov/alerts to do so. And for up-to-date information, residents can visit the City Snow Emergency webpage at cityoflancasterpa.gov/snow. I want to take this time to share with our residents that weather conditions, parked vehicles, and available resources all affect how quickly work can be completed. We appreciate your patience as our team works around the clock to clear the streets. Thank you to our public works team, fire, police, and other city departments who are working together to ensure the safety of our residents. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Lieutenant Greger.
Good afternoon. So I want to start off by saying that it is our goal to not tow a single vehicle through the snow emergency if it's not necessary. But we are prepared to do so. And there's just some key points that I want to point out to folks in the community that unfortunately, if your vehicle is within the emergency lanes, that they can be ticketed after the snow emergency is declared. Now, an hour after the snow emergency is declared is when towing will begin. And the important thing to take from the tow itself is that the cost of that tow is actually the responsibility of the driver or the owner of the vehicle, rather. And the cost for a tow is $300. We are working with 4 separate tow companies, in each quadrant of the city, to provide efficient towing whenever the snow emergency is declared. And if your vehicle is actually picked up and is required to drop because you caught the tow truck driver, you can expect to pay a $200 drop fee for that. Now, if your vehicle is in the emergency lane and we have to dig it out, it's a $45 an hour charge for that. So we're saying this all up front with, again, the goal being to not have to tow a single vehicle, and we hope that folks are prepared for this. The Lancaster Parking Authority is going to inform you of opening times for that, which is going to give everyone ample time to get their vehicles out of the snow emergency routes. So please help us to not have to do our job. Thanks. Have a great day.
Good afternoon. I'm Larry Cohen, Executive Director of the Lancaster Parking Authority. I'm here to provide you information about our snow emergency plan. As the mayor stated, we are providing access to all the residents starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday with a declaration of the snow emergency at noon and making sure your vehicles are off the streets by 1 p.m. We are giving this prolonged period of time to accommodate all the residents as best as possible and supporting getting the streets cleared once the snow emergency is done. During this time, all of our parking garages will be free. I don't say that very often, typically only during a snow emergency. Many of the garages will fill up quickly, so I would encourage you to be flexible in the facility that you park in. The Prince Street Garage is our largest garage in the city, and if the garage that is in most proximity to your home is blocked off, then you can proceed to the Prince Street garage and have the parking there. You will have to pull a ticket when you enter the garage. So that doesn't mean you'll be charged. That just is an accountability aspect. Once the snow emergency is done, you'll have 2 hours after that to get your vehicle out. So charges will not be incurred until after the snow emergency is lifted 2 hours afterwards. That's why everyone has to at least pull the ticket. There will be no meter enforcement during the snow emergency, but it's very important that we keep the streets clear, but there will not be enforcement. As the lieutenant said, we will be following and working in coordination with the police department in making sure the snow emergency routes are cleared. That is paramount in our responsibilities. So just as the police do not want to have a vehicle towed, we don't want to issue a citation either. So hopefully everyone can abide by that. I think that is the key items here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Matt Metzler, Deputy Director of Public Works. I oversee construction and operations for the City of Lancaster. During the winter, the City of Lancaster Department of Public Works, we maintain about 100 city miles, as well as the 36 miles of PennDOT roads that we're under contract to do winter maintenance. So we have 136 miles to deal with this coming weekend. So we just ask everybody to please be patient. We have a very large crew in around the clock, and we're going to do the best we can. We often pre-treat the roadways with brine before the storm. So if you've seen the white stripes on the streets, that was our crews that came in at 3 o'clock this morning, applying brine to try to get ahead of the storm. In terms of priority, of course, the snow emergency routes are the number one top priority for our crews. That's going to be the number one effort until we can get towards the end of the snow emergency, and then we will worry about the arterial collector roads, the alleys, and then eventually the bike lanes. In some cases, when we get significant accumulation and the amounts we're talking about right now, it's unfortunately not just a plowing effort. It becomes a removal effort, which includes a lot of specialized equipment, a lot more cost, a lot more time. So we're expecting that we're preparing for the worst. So our plan does include potential removal as part of this process. Residents, you should understand that, excuse me, you will not see black pavement while it's still actively snowing. It does take time for us to get caught up with the accumulation they're talking about and the snow rates they're talking about. We're not going to be keeping up during the actual storm itself. So if you need to be traveling, please take your time, leave extra time to get where you're trying to go, and expect it's going to be treacherous at some points. The current extended forecast does not look good for next week. If anybody's looked ahead, the overnight lows for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, last time I looked this morning were like 3 degrees, 5 degrees, and 5 degrees. So at those temperatures, road salt actually does not work at all. So it's not supposed to get above freezing again after today until I think the last I looked, it was the 4th. So we're looking at a full week of below freezing temperatures. So the salt's not going to work and the piles aren't going to melt. So again, just please be patient with us. We're going to do the best we can with what we have, but Mother Nature's really putting it to us with the storm. I just want to close by saying, again, everyone be patient, be safe. If you don't have to be on the roads, please don't be on the roads. And if you do need to be on the roads, then just take your time and exercise due caution. Thanks.
Good afternoon. Todd Hutchinson, the fire chief here in Lancaster. I'm here just with one quick message. As the snow starts to accumulate that they're forecasted, we're asking residents to kind of adopt a hydrant and help the firefighters clear those hydrants so they're accessible in case of emergency. When our firefighters arrive at a fire, the time is of the essence, and if the quicker we can get water, the quicker the fire will go out. So we're asking the public's help And as you're clearing your sidewalks, working with your neighbors, kind of adopt a hydrant and make sure those hydrants are cleared. 3 feet in all directions is what we're requesting. It's best access for us as the snow starts to accumulate. Again, thank you, and thanks to the residents for your help in this matter.
Well, with that, I'm happy to take any questions, and if I don't know the answer, happy to kick it off to one of these experts.
I was going to ask, why not declare a snow emergency now, like some municipalities have? Is that so residents do have the time to move their cars instead of getting a ticket?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we're trying to give them a little bit more runway to get into the garages, and also with the conditions constantly, or the forecast consistently evolving, we just want to make sure that we're taking the right steps at the right time.
Have you gotten any contact from the state or federal governments as to what you're doing?
No. So far, no.
Mayor, has the map of the snow emergency routes changed from, let's say, 2024?
Not that I'm aware of. Matt, nope, they are still the same. Yeah.
Is there a way for us to get a PDF of that map?
Yeah, you can send that out.
I think that might be it for now, but.
How many spaces do you have in all of the garages?
Yeah, Larry?
About 5,700, Ibrahim? About 5,700 spaces. Now, also please take into account, I didn't mention it in my comments, I thought it was too deep a dive into the... Thank you for asking that question. I didn't want to take too deep of a dive, but I appreciate the question. There's a little over probably about 5,700 parking spaces in all of our 8 garages. I will say that during a snow emergency, you have 5,700, but our goal is to block off every roof of every garage, which will allow us to remove the snow without impediment of vehicles on the roof. So we do our best to make sure that the roofs are closed, number one. And then we also have some commitments to events, to the hotel, convention center, that some space needs to be held for hotel guests and things of that nature. So if the public, if a garage is closed, but the public still sees that there's space available, including the roof, it's because of the requirements we have with some of our contracts, and as I said, keeping the roof open. Thank you.
I do have 2 other questions. One directed to Chief Hutchinson. Would it be helpful for this adopt a hydrant if a social media campaign went out now with appropriate graphics, 3 feet in all directions?
We are going to be having some social media posts go out. We find it's better when the snow actually starts to accumulate. We'll put that out to keep it fresh in everybody's memory of their request.
Chief, what about concerns about carbon monoxide and people using alternative sources of heat should they lose power?
Yeah, of course, that's not recommended. We recommend not using your ovens in case you lose power. Try to seek out shelters that the city has in operations in case you lose that power. We never want candles to be used as heating sources or ovens, just for safety and carbon monoxide awareness.
Also, Lancaster City Alliance is planning to do some common sense safety tips to charger devices, etc. And what methods are you using to get the word out about the 8 a.m. snow emergency? Mayor?
Yeah, we'll be, one of the things we're requesting residents to do is to sign up for Red Rose Alerts to get notifications through that system. We'll keep our website up to date on the cityoflancasterpa.gov/snow website, and then also social media as well, communicating that way to get the word out to residents.
And I'm assuming the press here will be a big boost for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
just so I'm clear, you expect the snow emergency to start at 12 noon tomorrow, but you'll declare it at 8?
Yeah, we're anticipating to declare it no later than 7:30 in the morning, but it won't take it into effect at 12 p.m. Now, that's what we anticipate. Understanding the forecast has been evolving over the last few days, but we anticipate that it'll take effect at 12 p.m. tomorrow. With that, thank you so much for joining us today and appreciate you helping to get the word out. Thank you.
All right, you've been watching a briefing from the City of Lancaster regarding this weekend's expected snowstorm. And at the end there, Lancaster's new mayor, Jamie Arroyo, cleared up the confusion. Apparently tomorrow, Saturday, they intend to declare a snow emergency. The final decision will be made at approximately 7:30 a.m. and the snow emergency would go into effect at 12 noon. But to that point, there was a little bit of confusion about that. So snow emergency involves getting vehicles off the snow emergency routes. And if you live in a city, you should be able to recognize these bright red and white signs along the road that indicate that it is a snow emergency route. The police department indicated that it is their goal not to tow a single vehicle, but went on to emphasize that if your car is towed from a snow emergency route, it will cost you $300 and an additional $45 an hour to clear the snow away from your vehicle if it has been left on a snow emergency route. So pay attention to those signs. Again, the city says it intends to take action for the vehicles that are parked on those snow emergency routes. The Lancaster City parking garages, there's a total of 8 garages, and they indicated that they will open for parking at 8 a.m. on Saturday. And the director of the parking authority indicated that in those 8 garages, they can house approximately 5,700 vehicles. And finally, the fire chief asking residents of the city of Lancaster to adopt a fire hydrant. Clear a 3-foot circumference, an area around the fire hydrants if, in fact, they are needed to deal with a fire or some other kind of issue that the fire department would have to be involved in.